Hello, and welcome to our UMBC-Shady Grove virtual undergraduate information session. My name is Abby Granger. I am a coordinator here at UMBC-Shady Grove, and I will be walking you through our information session today. Before we get started, I just want to introduce you to the lovely faces who are on your screen first. This is our peer advisory team. These are students who, if you come to our events, you'll have a chance to meet, and they'll be able to share with you more about the true UMBC Shady Grove student experience. But these are liaisons to our incoming students, and we just like to make sure that you know they're friendly faces who are going to be around to say hello, and they'll be at our events and they'll be at orientation if you're admitted and you're accepted and you come to join us. So I just want to introduce you to these folks today. So without further ado, we'll get started with the information session. Again, my name is Abby Granger. I am coordinator of undergraduate recruitment and advising here at UMBC-Shady Grove. If you would like to set up an individual appointment with me to review previous coursework and sort of talk about the application process, you can see the link to my appointment calendar here. It's shadygrove.umbc.edu/pre-transfer. So if you want to come in for an appointment, please feel free to make an appointment with me. I'm also available by phone and email if you want to shoot me an email. It's argranger@umbc.edu. My phone number is 301-738-6281. And my role is really to help our incoming students figure out if they're ready to transfer, and if they are, help you all through the application process. So please feel free to reach out to me as a resource. I also just want to let you know that Chelsea Moyer, who's our Assistant Director of Undergraduate Recruitment and Retention, is also available for questions, and you may see her around at some events too, so I just want to make sure her name is familiar to you. Her email address is csmoyer@umbc.edu, and her phone number is 301-738-6184. And both of us are really here to make sure your transition to UMBC-Shady Grove is smooth, so please feel free to reach out to us at any point. So what are we going to talk about today? The first thing we're going to do is talk about the overview of the universities at Shady Grove and how UMBC-Shady Grove fits within that framework, and a little bit about our community here. Then we're going to talk about what it means to prepare yourself for transfer. We're going to talk about our transfer access programs, TSA and R2R. We'll talk about the application deadlines. We'll briefly review the application process, and we will also talk about financial aid and scholarships that are available to you. So the universities at Shady Grove, affectionately known as USG, is a campus that's here in Rockville that is shared by 9 different University of Maryland system institutions. So UMBC, obviously we're here, for example, other USM schools such as College Park, UMUC, University of Maryland Eastern Shore, and a few other institutions are here. We all share this campus, we share classrooms, we share common spaces. We do consider ourselves a full service campus. What does that mean? It means we have everything that you'd pretty much find on our main campuses, you're gonna find here. We have a very nice library. We have food options, we have student life, we have a career services department, we have pretty much anything you'd find on our main campuses you'll find here. We consider ourselves a collaborative campus, so we have a lot of different events across institutions, and we come together quite a bit to really form a pretty great community here at USG. USG only has transfer students. So most of our students come from another Maryland community college, but everyone is coming from somewhere else. Everyone has credits from another institution or started at another school. We offer the junior and senior years here at Shady Grove in all of our programs. So we really have an opportunity to focus on what transfer students need. My favorite example of this is that the library during the fall and spring semester is open until about 2 or 3 a.m. in the morning, because we know transfer students have so many things going on. They have families, they have work obligations, so we like to make sure the services that you all need are available to you when you need them, even if that's at 1 a.m. in the morning. The important thing to know about USG as a whole, there are no repeat programs here among institutions. So for example, since UMBC offers psychology at Shady Grove, none of the other schools are going to offer psychology here. So when you're thinking about joining the USG community, just keep in mind that each school is going to have a unique list of programs that they offer. One of the really cool things about being here at USG is that we have what we call course sharing opportunities. So since we share our spaces with other institutions, we give you all the opportunity to enroll in courses at other institutions. So one of the sort of more popular connections that we have, our social work students, for example, often take some of the courses that are offered through College Park's criminal justice program, because in some instances that material is really relevant to a student who might want to go into the correction system as a social worker. So we have some really cool opportunities that are here at USG, UMBC-Shady Grove, that our main campus students don't have the opportunity to do, to enroll and take classes from other institutions. And another really great feature of being here at USG is that we do have a specific USG scholarship pool that's just for the students that are here at Shady Grove. It's open to all the students from all the institutions, but it is only open to the students who are here at Shady Grove. And we'll talk a little bit more about that later, but we just like to point that out as something that really is a nice perk of being here at the Shady Grove campus. So UMBC at the university is at Shady Grove. So how do we sort of live? How does UMBC sort of live here at USG? One of the really important things that we like to make sure students understand is that if you enroll here at UMBC at Shady Grove, you are earning a true UMBC degree. There's no difference between the degree that you earn here at Shady Grove and the degree that our main campus students are earning. So your diploma is going to say University of Maryland, Baltimore County. There's nowhere on there, there's no going to be no little star that says universities at Shady Grove. The curriculum we have here is a true UMBC curriculum. Your diploma says UMBC. It's really important to know that all of our requirements are the same here at UMBC-Shady Grove as what's on our main campus. And the curriculum, the books, the courses, the requirements, everything's the same. It's a true UMBC education. You'll also see us sort of talk about ourselves a lot as an honors university, and a lot of folks really want to know what that means specifically. And that means that we firmly believe at UMBC, both on our main campus and here at UMBC-Shady Grove, that students, undergraduate students, are given opportunities to apply what they're learning in the classroom to the real world, right? So that's through internships, through research experiences. So we really feel that undergraduates benefit very much from those kinds of applied learning opportunities. And in most institutions, those sort of opportunities are reserved for graduate students, but we believe that our undergraduates should also be participating in active learning and active research through their coursework here. Our courses are offered during the day, and we're mostly an in-person campus. So if you're looking to physically be in the classroom with faculty and other students, this is really the place for you. We do have very small class sizes, which is a big difference between UMBC-Shady Grove and our main campus. Our class size down here at UMBC-Shady Grove, the ratio is about 18 students per faculty member. And our faculty are very accessible. If you walk down the aisle on any given day here in the UMBC wing at USG, we have a lot of doors open, faculty and staff that are available to students to really connect and talk about grad school and talk about all those really great opportunities that we talked about earlier in terms of internships and research opportunities. We have a really fun and accessible atmosphere here. The average age of the student here at UMBC-Shady Grove is 28. We like to point this particular statistic out because we think it sort of embodies the idea that we have students with a huge range of backgrounds and experiences, and we just think it's a great way to sort of indicate to you all that we recognize that a lot of people here at various points in their lives have different obligations, and we do our best to try to make sure we work with each of you to make your education experience work for you. So at UMBC-Shady Grove, we have 5 bachelor's degree programs. We have history, political science, psychology, social work, and our newest program, translational life science technology, also known as TLST. On the graduate side, we do have 6 MPS, or Master of Professional Studies programs. So if you're interested in any of these areas, just something to keep in mind as you move forward, that perhaps a graduate degree might be in your future with us. So what do we encourage our students to do prior to transfer? As I mentioned earlier, everyone here at USG is coming from somewhere else. Most of you are coming from a Maryland community college. So what do we encourage you to have prior to transfer? Well, we want you to at least have about 45 credits completed. If you're coming from a Maryland community college, we would like you to have closer to 60 prior to transfer credits completed. Students attending community college prior to enrollment at USG, we do encourage you to get your associate's degree prior to transfer. It is not required, but it is something that we encourage you to do because it could potentially help you get that job that you're looking for while you're completing your bachelor's degree. There are a lot of benefits that come with having that associate's degree. As I mentioned earlier, it is really important that you have your lower level credits done. That's why we recommend between 45 and 60 credits prior to transfer, because we only have 300 and 400 courses here at UMBC-Shady Grove. We only have the upper level courses in each of the programs that we have. So we don't do the lower level courses. We don't do Psych 100, for example, or Political Science 101. We don't have those lower level courses, but you do need them prior to enrollment with us. So this is another reason that I would strongly encourage you to come see me for an advising appointment, just to determine if you're ready, if you have the credits that you need in order to transfer. So if you're thinking to yourself, well, 45 or 60 credits prior to transfer, what makes up those classes? So we do have lists for each of the programs that you're interested in on our website, and we do have a list of the classes that we recommend prior to transfer. So if you head to our main page, which is shadygrove.umbc.edu, and if you click on the departmental page that you're interested in, so for example, if you're interested in translational life science technology, click on the departmental page for TLST. And on that page, there are a few different menu options. The suggested transfer pathways is one of them. And under that section, you will be able to find the list of courses that we recommend you complete prior to transferring to UMBC-Shady Grove. You'll notice on those lists, some of them have little stars next to them. Those are the courses that we strongly recommend that you have prior to transfer. Those are the classes that once you get to UMBC-Shady Grove, those classes are going to be really important to you in terms of the list of prerequisites that you need to move on with us. The courses that don't have stars are courses that you will need to complete eventually in order to get a bachelor's degree with UMBC-Shady Grove. They may or may not be as critical prior to transfer. And again, if you come in for a pre-transfer advisement, I can walk you through where you stand and what it is that you really need to get in before you get here, and what you might be able to return to your community college after you transfer and take at a later point. So that's another reason to come in for an appointment with me, and we can talk about where you stand and if you're missing anything really critical prior to transfer. This is a really great resource for students who are coming from a Maryland community college or a two-year institution. You can figure out sort of how your coursework transfers, what classes you'll need through ArtSys. Please don't try to do this on your own. My whole role is to sort of help you interpret what you're seeing in ArtSys and sort of match that against your previous coursework. So please, use ArtSys, look at ArtSys, but don't try to struggle through it on your own. Please come see me and I will help you figure out how to use ArtSys and how your previous coursework will transfer in. As I sort of alluded to earlier, students coming from a Maryland community college or another two-year school, the maximum number of credits that you can transfer in is 60. So, if you're coming from a Maryland community college, such as Montgomery College or Prince George's Community College, or Howard Community College or Frederick Community College, the maximum number of credits you can bring in is 60. If you're coming from another four-year school, so for example, if you're coming from College Park or UMUC, the maximum number of credits you can bring in is 90. And again, when you and I sit down for your pre-transfer advising appointment, I can sort of help you get a sense of how many credits you can expect to bring in based on your previous coursework. So now I'm going to talk just very briefly about our two transfer access programs. The first of which is TSA. the second of which is R2R. So I'm going to talk about the Transfer Student Alliance, or TSA, first. So TSA is a transfer access program that's open to any student who is currently pursuing an associate's degree at a Maryland community college. So anyone who's currently enrolled at Montgomery College or Frederick Community College, you may be eligible for this program. If you're currently enrolled in a Maryland community college and you intend to continue on to get your bachelor's degree at UMBC, eventually in the next couple years, right, your intention is to transfer to UMBC, this might be a good program for you. So the benefits of enrolling in TSA are that you have an application fee waived. So when you complete your community college coursework and you eventually enroll or you apply to UMBC, you'll have that application fee. Right now it's $75. The application fee will be waived for you. And if when you apply to UMBC, you have a 3.5 GPA at your community college, you'll also be eligible for a merit-based scholarship after you transfer to UMBC. So those are the two really big benefits of being, once you get to UMBC, if you were admitted into TSA and admitted into UMBC, those are some of the really big benefits. So in order to apply for TSA right now, so if you're currently enrolled at your community college, you do have to have a 3.0 cumulative GPA at your community college right now, and you have to have already earned between 12 and 35 credits. So if you have between 12 and 35 credits at your community college and you have a minimum GPA of 3.0 or higher, you should go ahead and apply to TSA. Once you transfer to UMBC, if you have that 3.5 GPA, you will be eligible for that fee waiver and you'll be eligible for that merit-based scholarship. So some of the other benefits are also that if you choose while you're at the Maryland, your community college, if you want to take 1 or 2 classes ahead of time at UMBC to kind of get ahead of the game, there is a 25% tuition discount for 1 UMBC course per semester for up to 3 classes. So while you're still at Montgomery College or while you're still at Frederick, if you want to enroll in a class or 2 at UMBC, you can do that at a little bit of a discount for you. So if you think you're eligible for TSA, please reach out to me. I'd be happy to send you the information. The information can also be found at umbc.edu/TSA. So our second transfer access program is R2R. Now, R2R is a program that is specifically designed for students who are currently at Montgomery College who are interested in transferring specifically to UMBC-Shady Grove. So if you're currently a student at Montgomery College and you have between 12 and 36 credits, you'll be eligible, and a minimum GPA of 2.0, you would be eligible to apply for R2R. So R2R is a program that really connects students at Montgomery College who intend to transfer to UMBC-Shady Grove. It's a way of really connecting you to our campus, to our students, and sort of get you on campus. And we offer workshops and we have a peer-to-peer R2R network, so you get to know students who you'll be transferring with. You also are eligible for an application fee waiver when you do eventually apply to UMBC. So that's another nice perk. And you also get a cool cord to wear at the UMBC graduation. So if you're currently enrolled at Montgomery College and if you have a minimum GPA of 2.0 or higher, and you've already earned at least 12 credits, you have between 12 and 36 credits, please go ahead and apply to R2R. It's just a really great way to sort of come and get to know the students who are here, get to know the students who you'll be transferring with. You will get priority registration when you do eventually transition to UMBC. So at orientation, on your orientation day at UMBC, you'll be fast-tracked through the registration process. You also get special pre-transfer advising prior to arriving at UMBC to make sure that you're staying on track. So it's a really great program. If you're an MC student and you know you want to come to UMBC-Shady Grove eventually, please, apply to R2R. We'd love to have you and sort of get you connected to us prior to enrollment at UMBC. So please, if you want to apply, where you can find more information and the application is umbc.edu/shadygrove/R2R. R2R. So really quickly, I'm just going to cover the application deadlines. These application deadlines don't change from year to year. So no matter what year you're viewing this video in, these dates are going to be applicable. So if you're interested in fall admission, the priority deadline is March 1st. The final deadline is June 1st. For spring admission, the priority deadline is October 15th. The final deadline is December 1st. So you might say to me, well, Abby, why do you have two deadlines? And I would say the priority deadline, it's really important to try to hit that priority deadline because the students who apply by our priority deadline are being considered for our institutional scholarships. So if you do not apply by that priority deadline, you will not be considered in the pool of students for a merit-based scholarship, an institutional merit-based scholarship. So, apply by that priority deadline, because if you're eligible for some money, we definitely want to make sure you have a shot at it. It's not a guarantee, but the only way that you'll be in that pool is by applying by the priority deadline. So try to get those applications in for fall by March 1st and for spring by October 15th to make sure you're being considered for all the scholarships that you might be eligible for through UMBC. And we'll talk a little bit more about the USG scholarship pool in a minute. So I'm just going to really quickly talk about the application process. We do have another how-to video that sort of walks you through the Common App specifically. So the link to that video can be found in the description of this video. So please, if you are at the point of transferring and filling out that Common App, check out that other how-to video. But really quickly here, I'm just going to walk you through the basics. UMBC does use the Common App, or Common Application, also known as Common App. So the website, you can go there directly, www.commonapp.org. It is a third-party website, so it's not a UMBC website. Don't be surprised. Just like any other online system, you'll create an account first. Be sure that when you create an account, you identify yourself as a transfer applicant, not a freshman applicant. So we want to make sure that you're being reviewed appropriately. So make sure if you're coming from another institution, if you have more than 30 credits, you are considered a transfer applicant. The first thing you want to do when you create your account, after you create your account, the first thing you want to do is add University of Maryland, Baltimore County as your program, which is how Common App characterizes the schools that use the Common App system. So you do have to spell it out. So when you're searching for your program, make sure you spell out University of Maryland, Baltimore County. And just to be clear, at this point, you're not going to necessarily see anything that indicates Shady Grove or our Catonsville campus. So it's one application for all of our students for both campuses, okay? There's a question later on, and you'll see 2 bullet points down on this slide. There's a question under the questions tab in the program materials section, which is where you'll actually indicate Shady Grove as your campus of interest. But when you initially add University of Maryland, Baltimore County as the school that you want to apply to, you're not necessarily going to see anything based on campus, okay? So we just like to make sure that we point that out because it's a little bit confusing. But if you're applying to UMBC, you're applying to UMBC, and it's the same application. There's just a question a little later on where you can indicate what campus you want to go to. There is a writing supplement that we require. That is also under the questions tab in the program materials section of the application. We do not require recommendations. So a lot of students, if you want to submit recommendations, you are there is a way to do that through Common App, but recommendations are not required. So please, if you have recommendations lined up, that's fantastic. You can go into Common App and invite those folks to submit letters on your behalf. If you don't have that lined up, or if you're coming in from out of state and that's kind of a struggle for you, please don't feel like you have to, because their recommendations are not required. So, obviously there are a lot of other questions in the application. We do like to point out specifically the residency questions. There are some questions about where you live and where your car is registered and all that good stuff. Just make sure that you answer those questions carefully. Those are the questions that determine whether you're considered for in-state or out-of-state tuition. So just be mindful. There are a lot of important questions in the Common App, but we just like to point out the residency questions because that directly impacts what the cost is to attend UMBC. So again, power through the rest of those questions. More specifics about the application process are in our other video, so if you want to refer to that, that should be pretty helpful for you. Once you finish all of the questions in the Common App, we do ask you to submit a $75 application fee. If you are part of PTK or TSA, which is, or R2R, which are the two transfer access programs I referenced earlier, if you're part of either of those organizations, you are eligible for a fee waiver. There are also waiver options based on different things. So as you fill out the Common App, there are going to be a couple of questions that ask you about that fee waiver. So if you're eligible for any of those things, do indicate. But otherwise, if you're not eligible for any of those waiver options, it will be a $75 application fee. So after you complete your Common Application and after you submit the fee, we do ask that you submit official transcripts from each and every college you have previously attended to our Office of Undergraduate Admissions. Their email address is admissions@umbc.edu, and their mailing address is UMBC Office of Undergraduate Admissions, 1000 Hilltop Circle, Baltimore, Maryland, 21250. So once you get that application done and submitted and the fee paid, please go ahead and request that official transcripts be sent on your behalf from each of the schools that you've attended. So for example, if you've been to Montgomery College, and you also attended Frederick Community College for some time, go to Frederick, go to Montgomery, and have those institutions send those transcripts over to us. So once your application is complete, so once we get your Common App and then once we get official transcripts from each school that you've attended, it generally takes about 4 to 6 weeks for our admissions office to review your application and let you know what your decision is. In the meantime, you should start getting emails from us about setting up an account. So please go ahead and do that, and you can check your application status through your account during this time frame. So financial aid and scholarships. I promised we'd talk a little bit about the USG scholarship. So I'm going to skip down to that for just a minute. We do, as I talked about earlier, we do have a scholarship pool that's specific to our Shady Grove students here. So if you intend to apply to UMBC, please, even if you don't know if you've been admitted or not, if you intend, for example, to enroll in the fall, go ahead and fill out this application and you'll be put into the pool for the USG scholarships that we offer. Now, there are dozens and dozens of scholarships that are given out through this one application. So it's a really, really worthwhile use of your time to fill out this application because USG has a variety of different scholarships that they distribute through this one application. So in addition to the UMBC merit-based scholarships, in addition to being considered by that, for that, if you apply by the priority deadline, if you also apply to this USG scholarship pool, you'll be covering all your bases in terms of trying to get those scholarships. So even if you don't know if you've been admitted, go ahead and make sure you fill out the scholarship application for the semester that you intend to start. A little bit about FAFSA. A lot of our students utilize the aid that comes through FAFSA. So we've provided UMBC's FAFSA code here. It's 002105. The priority deadline for FAFSA is February 14th, and we just have the FAFSA website, fafsa.ed.gov. So if you've been filling out FAFSA, go ahead and make sure you have UMBC's code uploaded. If you have not been filling out FAFSA and you are eligible for FAFSA, it might be a good idea to explore whether or not FAFSA would be a good idea for you. So we do have a lot of opportunities for you to come in and visit us here at UMBC-Shady Grove, and we just like to make sure you're aware of some of the exciting things that we have going on. We do have opportunities for you to come visit with our undergraduate program directors. This is a really great opportunity to connect with the faculty, some of the faculty that you might be, in class with, and really get to know the person here at UMBC-Shady Grove who's in charge of the program that you're interested in. So we do have typically we have about 2 opportunities for you to come in and meet with the program directors every semester. So if you visit our website here, umbc.edu/shadygrove/visit/PD, you'll be able to see all the dates and times and RSVP for those sessions to come in and get to know your program director. As we talked about earlier, I am also available for pre-transfer advising appointments to really get into the nitty-gritty of what your situation is and what it is you need to do in order to be ready to transfer to UMBC-Shady Grove. So thank you again for joining us today. We hope to see you on campus soon, and we're really excited to have you.